a town in Maryland fighting for their American flag after it was thrown into a dumpster by the State Highway Patrol. We should say a family in Maryland. The state workers say it violates the law. So why is there a First Amendment right to burn a flag but not to buy one? John Whitehead from the Rutherford Institute joins us right now from the Commonwealth of Virginia. Good morning to you, John.
Hey, good morning.
Okay, so the Winkler family in Maryland put up this flag 3 years ago, and then they got a phone call, hey, they're taking down your flag. They had replaced it after somebody had driven into it. And they're throwing it in the back of a truck. They say it was a safety issue. You buy what the state's saying there?
Listen, if something's up 3 years, it couldn't be too much of a safety issue. So I don't think that's the issue, no. I think this is probably a bureaucratic blunder, and it's caused a lot of bad public relations for the state. To me, it's a First Amendment issue. What the courts usually look at in these cases is what they call forum analysis. What kind of forum was created here? And I think by allowing the flag to be there for 3 years, they basically created some kind of forum, which means it's protected by the First Amendment. And so I think they have, there is a right for this flag to be flown there. And by doing this, again, I'm shocked that the way the flag was treated by throwing it in the back of a dump truck and then being taken to a dumpster. These are state officials. They shouldn't be doing that. But there's an easy way out of this whole thing is the state they shouldn't be forcing American citizens to go pay for a flag and stick it in what I think is very much like a park. And parks have been called traditional public forums where you have the right to symbolic expression and free expression. You remember the Occupy movement? They were using parks, and they were saying it was their First Amendment right. Well, do you have a First Amendment right to put a flag in a park? Obviously.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, here is Rhonda Winkler from the family that put up the American flag first 3 years ago and then about a month ago, and what the state of Maryland did with their flag.
And this is in memory of all the soldiers and in honor of all the veterans and soldiers. And it's the American flag, and it was created to fly free as a symbol for all of us and in honor of America and our pride and our history.
We should point out, John, that we reached out to the State of Maryland Highway Administration, got no response from them. But you're right. They've got a public relations problem here because they don't want to be seen as the people who took down the flag and threw it in the back of a dump truck.
So they have to come up for some kind of reason why they did it, and they're saying safety. And again, safety is a real issue in some of these cases, but not when you allow something to be there for 3 years. And again, I've looked at some of the footage of this particular traffic circle, and it looks very much like a park. It's got trees and all kinds of things. So the state here very easily, and I think this is a real issue where Americans stand up and fight back, and they've caused the storm here. Keep the pressure on, force the government to put up a flag. They should be paying for the flag and a flagpole. And it's their job to ensure that this occurs. The government is there to protect the First Amendment as well.
Sure. And as we look at the traffic circle right there, I could understand a safety issue if the flag were standing straight out like the flag that the astronauts planted on the moon. But, given the size of that traffic circle, and even if it were standing straight out, I doubt that it would obscure a coming car. Yeah,
and at the Rutherford Institute, we've won cases where people have been standing on right-of-ways, actually in the road, right by the road. And the courts have ruled that that is also a forum where people have free speech rights. So do I think they have a right in this park, especially since they allowed that flag to be there 3 years?
That's a good point.
Obviously, the state has created a forum for free speech.
All right. John Whitehead, joining us today from Charlottesville in Virginia. Thank you very much for your point of view, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And what do you think about